Hey y'all, it's Stacy with SouthernBite.com. Let me show you how easy it is to make my 1981 salad or 1905 salad, or as I call it, the best salad ever. If you love this recipe, do me a favor, like this video, and then subscribe to our channel. That way you'll get a notification every time we post great new content. If you're looking for a salad that packs a punch, this is the one. And I promise, when I tell you it's the best salad ever, it really is. Now we're gonna start with our dressing. I've got about a half a cup of olive oil that's gonna go into my bowl here. Next, I'm adding 4 cloves of garlic that I've minced. Now, this is not a place where you wanna use jarred garlic or garlic powder. You want fresh garlic that you've minced up, because that's really what gives this dressing tons of flavor. Fair warning, you're gonna need some breath mints after this. Just whisking that together, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm just gonna whisk this together. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna drizzle in about 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar. And I'm gonna do this slowly so that we get this all incorporated and emulsified. Now, this recipe gets its long title from a few different places. First, it's called the 1981 salad. Now, we like to vacation at Disney World, and at Disney Springs, there's a great restaurant called Homecomin. Chef Art Smith there, this is actually the place that I found this particular version of the salad was at his restaurant. And he calls it the 1981 salad because he participated in the Disney College program, and he graduated from that program in 1981. His version is based on the 1905 salad from the Columbia restaurant in Tampa, which of course is a landmark restaurant. So as I was developing my own version, I knew we had to pay homage to both his version and the original version. That's why that super long name. I'm gonna add the juice of 1 lemon. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll this across my cutting board here to kind of bust up some of the segments in the lemon there so that hopefully we can get a little more juice out of it. Slice that in half there. Pop it cut side down into our juicer here. Now, like I said, with fresh garlic and lemon and Worcestershire, this dressing packs a punch. So honestly, you could put this on shoe leather and have a delicious salad regardless. I'm gonna whisk this together a little more. Now I'm gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and probably about 1/4 teaspoon, 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now this is one of those dressings that, because of that fresh garlic, benefits from a little rest time. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, allow these flavors to meld for about an hour while we prep our other ingredients. All right, now that we got our dressing made, let's move on to our salad. I'm gonna start with a medium head of iceberg lettuce here. Now, let me show you a trick that my mom showed me. To get the core out of your lettuce, just do like I just did. Just pop it on your counter just like that. And then the core will pull out just like that. All right, I'm gonna coarsely chop this. Now, Chef Art's version of this salad, actually, I think it included both iceberg and spring mix. I like just the iceberg because of the freshness of the iceberg, and I think the Columbia just uses the iceberg. But either way, you know, you could use both, either or. I'm telling you, it's the dressing for this recipe, so like you could put this dressing on just about anything. Again, I'm just giving all of this just a coarse chop. And then I'm gonna pop it in my salad spinner here so I can give it a quick rinse and then get all of that liquid off of it. Next, we need 1 cup each of Swiss cheese and sliced smoked ham. Now, you'll notice in the recipe, it calls for 1 cup of julienne sliced Swiss cheese. Now, what that means is that because the prep step, sliced, is before the ingredient, we're going to slice it first and then measure it so that we ensure that we have enough. So we're gonna slice it and then measure it to ensure we've got 1 cup of both the cheese and the ham. I've got 1 tomato that I'm gonna cut into wedges. And I've got about 1 cup of marinated artichoke hearts that are quartered, but I'm gonna take each of these quarters and cut them in half again. The goal here is to make everything kind of bite size. So we're gonna slice them down just a little bit more. All right, to assemble our salad, I've got a large bowl here and I've got my lettuce washed and dried. This is gonna go right in the bottom here. Spread that out a touch. I'm adding my 1 cup of julienne sliced ham. Now, I'm keeping pretty true to my inspiration recipe here in terms of the toppings, but you could certainly experiment and add some other things to this as well. I've got my sliced Swiss cheese that I've julienned. I've got our artichoke hearts, our tomatoes, and then I've also got about a 1/2 cup of green olives with pimentos. All on the top there. Now I'm gonna give our dressing another whisk before we pour this over our salad. And I'm gonna tell you, as I've said before, this dressing packs a punch. So I would start with a little bit, toss the salad, give it a taste before you pour this whole bowl of dressing over the top. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a toss here, just to get everything coated in that dressing. And then I've got about 1/4 cup of grated either Parmesan or Romano cheese that I'm gonna sprinkle right over the top. And that's it. Folks, this salad, I'm telling you, is the best salad ever. It's my family's most favorite salad. And even though it takes a little bit of prep work, it's the perfect thing when you need a salad that packs a punch. You can find this super easy salad recipe by heading over to the website and just search 1981 salad. Y'all enjoy.